Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our Icon Helmets Sizing and Buying Guide from RevZilla.com. So in this video, I'm going to break down the Icon line. I'm also going to give you a little bit of the backstory, what's important about these helmets, but help you size them. We're going to break down the model line in a little bit, but for right now, we're going to start with sizing and a little bit of the backstory. If you want to skip ahead, click right here. So for those of you that have been living under a bridge for probably the last decade, Icon is one of the most important brands at RevZilla.com in the sports side of things. They do apparel, they do Icon 1000, they also do helmets. And I have three helmets in front of me. These are the three key helmets from Icon. I have an Airframe, I have an Airmada, and I have a variant. Three different helmets accomplishing three different things, fitting slightly differently. So the first thing I want to note is let's talk briefly about fit as I kind of roll through this. And keep in mind too, you're seeing a lot of different finishes here on Icon. You see the Rubitone finish on a construct helmet. You see different graphics. They have solids available. There are also carbon fiber helmets as well. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. From fit, I'm going to bring Peter in. And let's talk about the proper way to fit your Icon helmet. It's very simple. It's the same as any other helmet process at RevZilla.com. There's a size chart on any of the product detail pages. And most times in the detail breakdown videos, I talk specifically about fit as well. So we're going to size up Peter. Get a piece of string, a friend, and a soft tape. Very, very simple, very, very quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around the widest part of Peter's head, just above his eyebrows, find the widest part in the back, bring it together, 23 1/4. Thanks, Peter. That's it. You're done. Move on down to my size chart. That's going to put me right around that large for Peter. No surprises there. Now, if we looked at Peter's head, his head fits about the same as my head. I call that an intermediate oval head shape, slightly longer front to the back than it is side to side. If it was wider side to side, that'd be more neutral around. Let's talk about fit now. The Airmada, or the Airframe rather, is going to be more of that neutral fit. It's a little wider in the temples. The longest oval fit, longest front to back, is going to be the Airmada. And then to my left, the one that's kind of the Goldilocks right in the middle, which is kind of that true intermediate, is going to be the variant. So keep that in mind when you're sizing Icon. And remember, we ship for free, exchange is painless. And you can always give us a shout if you want to walk through the nuances as fit within the Icon line. Now, as we dive into the models themselves, like I said, Airframe, Airmada, variant. The Airframe starts at around that $250 mark. The Airmada is going to start sub $200, and you're north of $300 for a variant. Now, all of these helmets are going to fit, or they're going to carry over certain features between all of them, right? So you're going to have world standard, ECE, DOT certification across all three. That's a nice touch. Fog-free shields, hydro-dry liners that are fully removable, and all of the Icon helmets are going to be premium in their fit and finish, but also really take into account airflow in their design. Now I'm going to start with the granddad in this lineup. These two helmets have been a little bit newer in the last few years. The Airframe has been a staple, tri-comp matrix, so it means it's going to be a fiberglass composite shell. The Airframe was the first to use a really newly styled integrated ventilation scheme, and here you can see this is the RR carbon fiber version. There are regular versions as well. You're going to pay a little bit more for the carbon fiber, but again, very aggressive in its shape, and keep in mind it's more of a neutral fit, so guys with rounder heads, the Airframe is going to be a great option. Being that it's tri-composite too, it's going to be a little bit lighter. Moving to the middle of the table, this is the newest helmet from Icon. It's also the least of an investment, sub $200 to start, and you go up from there in price. This is the salient graphic on an Airmada. Now the Airmada steals a lot of the same DNA from a ventilation standpoint as we see in the Airframe. They've actually even added a few more vents, which is a nice touch. What I really like about the Airmada is it's a very low profile, aggressive sport helmet. You can see from the side profile, the way the spoiler is integrated. Even when I flip it towards the bottom, you're going to see the profile of the neck roll, how you get in and out of this helmet. This is a great track day option helmet, or a great aggressive sport bike helmet, but really you can wear it in a lot of different riding styles. And since it starts sub $200, it'll appeal to a wider riding style. The last helmet in the Icon line is called the variant, and this is the variant construct, and it really shows off two other really interesting nuances that Icon does. One is the fact that you can see the peak here, which on all variants is designed for speed. People think it's an enduro helmet, but in all actuality, we see more guys riding hooligan style on supermoto bikes in this helmet than we do off-road. But again, designed for speed, we see this peak, but notice the finish. It's a Rubitone finish, which is that rubberized helmet, and they make one in all of the different models. There's also the construct that comes into play. And this construct is this raw finish. This helmet's actually called the variant construct. You actually see the layers of fiberglass. Remember, this is going to be a composite, just like the Airframe was. So again, it's going to be a nice upgrade when it comes to the shell design, but it has a very aggressive, very unique look, stealing from that enduro side of things, lots of ventilation, but also built for speed. You know, they've designed the peak not to be a massive sail when you are riding, and keep in mind, The fit's right in the middle. So as where your airframe is going to be more neutral, your Airmada is going to be a little bit more long front to back. Your variant is going to be the helmet that's going to be sit somewhere in the middle. That's just that straight up intermediate oval. It really should fit everybody. So standing on the shoulders of everything I've given you on the model specific side of things, you have to keep watching, because what Icon continues to do for us is they make a premium product both in their apparel and their helmets, and they continue to iterate. For this year, we're seeing glow-in-the-dark graphics. They were one of the first ones to use this rubberized finish. They've used some really, in my opinion, scandalous graphics in the past, whether it be firearms, naked ladies, or skulls. I like what they do because they make very clear choices, and they say, this is who we are, this is who our hardcore rider is, and we don't care if you don't like it. And to me, that's the hallmark, whether you're a tech race brand, whether you're a hardcore sport brand, whether you're an adventure brand, you really need to know who you are, and that's why we gravitate toward the Icon line of product here at RevZilla.com. Now that being said, and remember, you can stay up to date with all of these by subscribing us to RevZilla TV, and I'd love to hear your opinion on any of these Icon helmets. That said, if you need any help, shoot us a line, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. But first and foremost, if you're learning the line, the next step is to click right here, visit RevZilla.com/Icon, click into the helmets and start reading other customer reviews. There are tons of them on any of these helmets to get a gauge on what other riders are saying. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown, sizing, and buying guide of the Icon helmet line. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.